They were once celebrated as one of America's greatest philanthropic dynasties. Their name adorned the walls of the Louvre, the Met, and the British Museum. They gave to art, to science, to medicine, shaping the very fabric of modern culture. But behind those golden letters, behind every donation and museum wing, lay a fortune built not on healing, but on addiction. This is the story of the Sackler family, the billionaires who profited from pain and left a nation in ruins. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that reveal the truth behind power, wealth, and history. The story begins in Brooklyn, New York, in the 1930s. Three brothers, Arthur, Mortimer, and Raymond Sackler, the sons of Jewish immigrants, rose from humble beginnings. They studied medicine, driven by ambition and intellect. Arthur, the eldest, was not only a psychiatrist but also a marketing genius. In the 1950s, he revolutionized pharmaceutical advertising, turning medicine into a billion-dollar industry. He pioneered the idea that doctors could be sold to, just like consumers. He used glossy brochures, celebrity endorsements, and emotional persuasion to push drugs like Valium. It worked. Valium became America's favorite pill, and Arthur Sackler became very rich. In 1952, the Sackler brothers purchased a small pharmaceutical company in Connecticut, Purdue Frederick, later known as Purdue Pharma. Arthur's marketing genius combined with Mortimer and Raymond's business instincts, their empire grew quietly, built on painkillers and antibiotics.
There's misconception, and that's about the medicines that we use for pain. There's no question that our best, strongest pain medicines are the opioids, but these are the same drugs that have a reputation for causing addiction and other terrible things. Now, in fact, the rate of addiction amongst pain patients who are treated by doctors is much less than 1%. They don't wear out, they go on working, they do not have serious medical side effects, and so these drugs, which I repeat are our best, strongest pain medications, should be used much more than they are for patients in pain. There are four concepts that we doctors.
After Arthur's death in 1987, his share of Purdue was sold, and his nephews, Richard, Jonathan, and David, took control. They were ambitious. They wanted to create something new, a drug so powerful it could dominate the market. That drug was OxyContin. Introduced in 1996, OxyContin was advertised as a breakthrough, a long-lasting, safe painkiller for chronic pain patients.
It will be an opioid medication. Some patients may be afraid of taking opioids because they're perceived as too strong or addictive. But that is far from actual fact. Less than 1% of patients taking opioids actually become addicted. And any drowsiness that might occur when you start to take the medication will soon wear off in most patients.
But it wasn't safe. It was an opioid, chemically similar to heroin, and it was far more addictive than Purdue claimed. The Sackler's strategy was simple: convince doctors that pain was undertreated, and OxyContin was the cure. They hired thousands of sales reps, sent them across America, armed with free samples and incentives. Doctors were told addiction was rare. They were told patients could safely increase their dosage. Every prescription meant profit, and soon profits exploded. Between 1996 and 2002, OxyContin generated more than $3 billion, and behind every dollar stood a Sackler. As prescriptions soared, so did addiction. Entire towns in Appalachia were devastated. Mothers, fathers, and children, hooked on the drug their doctor had said was safe. By the early 2000s, emergency rooms were overwhelmed. Funerals became weekly events in small-town America. And Purdue's internal documents revealed the truth. They knew. They knew patients were getting addicted. They knew pills were being abused. And still they pushed harder. Emails from executives, including Richard Sackler, spoke of blaming the addicts. He called them reckless criminals, even as his family continued to profit. In 2007, Purdue Pharma pleaded guilty to misleading doctors and the public about OxyContin's risks. The company paid $600 million in fines, but the Sackler family themselves avoided criminal charges. The business continued. Profits kept flowing, while the death toll surpassed 500,000 Americans. But the walls began to close in. State after state filed lawsuits. Documents were unsealed. The public saw what had been hidden for decades: the Sacklers' direct involvement in the marketing and expansion of OxyContin. Their name became toxic. Museums began removing it from their walls. The Met, the Tate, the Guggenheim. One by one, they erased the Sackler legacy. In 2019, Purdue declared bankruptcy. The Sacklers agreed to pay billions in settlements, but again, they admitted no wrongdoing. Today, their wealth is fragmented, hidden through trusts and offshore accounts. Their reputation is destroyed, yet their fortune remains. The opioid crisis continues to claim lives every single day. And the Sackler name, once synonymous with generosity and culture, has become a symbol of greed, of how far power will go to protect itself. The Sackler story is not just about one family. It's about a system that rewards profit over people. It's about the dark marriage between medicine and marketing. Because when pain becomes a product and addiction becomes a business, who will heal the healers?
It's just a swallow away.
Well,
Down, 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 the stomach through. Round, 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 the system too. With Alka-Seltzer, they always say, relief is just a swallow away.
bless that relief-giving Alka-Seltzer.
When you're headachy and feverish with a cold, take Alka-Seltzer to help you feel better while you're getting better. Try it.
Thank you for watching. If you believe stories like this deserve to be told, subscribe and share, so the truth is never forgotten.